7. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we will be talking Weekend League, FUT Champs and matchmaking. At the moment we are on 18 wins out of 28 games. Could quite comfortably win another, I think it's 11 games to get me to Elite 1. We will be looking to try and get to Elite Gold 1 for the week and Gold 1 for the month. So that is another 7 wins out of 12, which is doable for Gold 1. And then for the monthlies, we will be looking at another exactly the same 7 wins for Gold 1 monthly. Hopefully to get us some really good red cards for rewards next Thursday. As far as I know, they haven't changed the release date for next Thursday, so hopefully we'll be getting something good there. I want to talk a little bit about matchmaking today because a lot of streamers and YouTubers have been saying about the most difficult games being the middle 15 to 20 games, which I agree. Probably about 8 of my losses came within those middle 20 games. So at the minute with the matchmaking system, I agree with some YouTubers where they use the first 5 to 10 games to determine where you're going to finish, and then what band of players you'll play against. So, say in the first 5 games you whitewash 5 people, and then it predicts you to be Elite 1 or top 100 because of how well you started. If you go through the next 5 games and win 50% of them, or 2 or 3 out of the next 5, then it should bring your prediction down to somewhere in the golds, because you'll be, if you had 8 after 10, that means you'd end up with 32 wins, which is Elite 1, I believe, or Elite 2. Elite 2, just getting into Elite 2. So I think that's where the middle games become so important and so difficult, because you're coming up against people predicted to be the same. Now people can get to the first 5 wins very easily. So you'll come up against people who are below your level and people who will finish in those elites and the top 100 level, which makes it so difficult to judge who you're playing against and when you're playing against it. The problem I see is that being at a level that you can compete through the whole weekend league quite evenly is very difficult. I know a lot of players play it, and I know a lot of average first time weekend league players play it as well. Your chances of getting someone who is on the same level or worse than you is minute, because they have to be looking for a game at the same time as you. They've probably got to be in the same bracket to finish as you, or the same bracket of wins, losses at the time you search for a game. Or you've just got to be really, really lucky. What I see going forward is a lot of people getting god tier teams because you're already starting to see it in the weekend league, and then bringing it down to skill level rather than where you're going to finish. So I don't think skill points are relevant until you get into the top 100, because I can't see EA being able to record every person's skill level and then match them up so that you play people in the same skill level as you. What I would like to see from EA is almost like a banding system. So you've got a leeway of 5 wins. So say for instance you had 25 wins after week 1. That will put you in a band of players that had between 25 and 30 and 25 and 20 wins. and those are the players you will play for the next weekend, which will mean there's a lot more people um, in your bracket that you will be equal to, slightly worse than, but you can still pull off wins, or people that you should in theory be able to beat. Obviously, that's a bit different if people don't play all 40 games, because they could play 30 games and get 22 wins and be in the same bracket as you, which could be that they would have ended up in elite if they'd have finished all their games. The difficulty with this is monitoring it from week to week. So if you're an average of gold 2 and you go up slightly every week, that means you will get to a point where you hit a ceiling where you'll have a weekend after either the 4th week of the month or the last week or 6 weeks on, where you get to a level where you will be pushed back down the rankings. It seems harsh, but I think this is where you will get a more of a plethora of players that are on your level that you can beat, that you will have good games against, and it will make you a better player. In terms of becoming a better player, this series I will not be doing squad battles anymore. I think it affects people's online gameplay because the AI makes less mistakes than people believe. I think if you look at the teams that you come up to in the 3rd and the 4th game, they're normally 100 chem teams with really good players, and the whole thing of playing online is predicting what your opponent is going to do. Now, if you start to learn to predict the AI, which plays at a different level to other people, do different things, they do skill moves, but not as many as online players do. They have a better long shot than most people do online, and their decision making is better. But that's where you'll get caught out online, where people do things that you don't expect, whereas you start to expect the same things from the AI all the time. When you go into a game online, you need to take every game as it is. If you go and smash someone 4-1 and they're not in the game, you dominate possession, you dominate the shots, you dominate passing, and they don't really cause you an issue, don't go into the next game with the same mentality that you're going to smash the next person. Simply because they are different. As stupid as that sounds, they are a different player. They have a different style. They have different players. They have a different way of winning games. You'll see a lot of people who are very tiki-taka passing, which is my style, which I prefer. You'll see people who don't mind pumping the ball long. People who sit very deep with their defense. People who play on Park the Bus the whole way through. If you watched my stream a couple of days ago, there's a guy I beat 2-1 who frustrated the hell out of me because he played on Park the Bus and his defence was pretty much on his 6-yard line wherever his team was. And he never, even when he went 2-1 down, he never came out of his shell to try and win. He always tried to hit me on counter, 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 counter. And that's where I just kept the ball and passed it around. Boring as hell, FIFA. Not the way I want to play FIFA. But people do it. And people do it to do what they did to me and frustrate the hell out of me just to see if they can get me on the counter-attack every time. Other players can be very, very aggressive, where you can't seem to be able to move with the ball. You can't string passes together. They normally play very narrow formations. So you'll see the 4-3-2-1, 4-3-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2, and they are very good at pressuring other players because otherwise they would never get anywhere in FUT Champions. I'm a very passive defender, so when they do stuff like that, it does affect me quite a bit. I start to panic pass. I start to panic tackle. I could be 3 or 4 yards away from the ball and I will still attempt to tackle. It annoys me just because I can't get that way out of my head. And I said, the majority of the weekend league is in a player's head. Not always the players. There's a player who appears on Nep's channel quite a bit called Lewis, constant either Elite 1 or just outside the top 100 or top 100 player, who has got a good team, but it is average. I think the biggest players he's got are probably Anthony Martial, Dembele and Pogba and Kante. Apart from that, it's a very affordable team, but he gets top 100 because he does not let the game affect him. So that is where we need to get to on this road to glory, and that's where I need to get my head at, which is why I'm not going to stream as many FUT Champions games as I did before. The weekend league hasn't been kind to us so far. I have not got anything big in rewards. I'm going to try for push for gold 1 just because it means we'll have 2 jumbo rare players packs and I can improve the team. The team at the moment, I want to get rid of Chris Smalling to bring in either Thiago Silva or Lauren Koscielny. Now Koscielny is affordable if I sold Mbappe, which I might do just to get the coins to build the team out a bit, because Mbappe is good, but I do not think he's 150, 160 coins worth of player, especially when I don't even play him at striker. You'll see on the gameplay below, I actually play him as a left cam. He's an amazing left cam. Martial is an amazing striker. Fekir is okay, not really strong enough, which is why I was considering bringing Harry Kane back into the squad. But Harry Kane is not a player I'm enjoying. I've told you this before. I hope you guys didn't blow money on him, because he looks like a meta player, but when you use him, he doesn't feel like a meta player. I will try and grind the last of FUT Champions now tonight, so I can bring you guys good, decent rewards on Thursday. Unfortunately, there won't be any squad battles rewards on Monday because, like I said, I didn't play anything. What I was tempted to do, I have another Road to Glory set up on another account, which I haven't done anything on yet, apart from open return packs and done the first couple of SBCs. If you want me to, I'll use this account for just a normal Road to Glory, so bronze packs for champions, trading, things like that. And I will use the other account and just use it for squad battles. So then by the end of the year, I will do all the squad battles games on that account and FUT Champions on this account. And then by the end of the year, we can compare the two and see what we could have had if I'd have done both, and what people who can't go into weekend league but can do decent on squad battles have at the end of the year, and what FUT Champions players can have. Now I know that the prize pool is miles apart, and the FUT Champions account will probably be better. But if you want to see the comparison, I can do that for you guys. But I'm going to go into the weekend league now for the rest of the day. Hopefully I'll bring you an update video tomorrow where we finished and what we'll be doing for the rest of the week until rewards come out and who we are hoping for from the team of the week. So thanks for joining me, guys, for another episode of the Road to Glory. If you have liked what you've seen, please leave a like, please leave a comment, please share, and I will see you next time for another Road to Glory tomorrow. Don't forget to hashtag RenegadeFC in your comments and your tweets. On that note, please follow me on social media. They'll be in the links below. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you soon. Stay safe, guys.